I'm going to a clothing swap today, and I'll be taking you with me. Hello fashionistas! Welcome back to my channel. Stick around if you enjoy discussing everything personal style, thrifting, and fun outfits. As I said, I'll be attending a clothing swap later today, so in this video, I'll show you what I plan on bringing, and I'll film a little bit of the swap as well. I'll also show you what I brought home from the swap, if I find anything, and maybe style some of them up if I can come up with ideas in the next few days. But before that, I just want to talk a little bit about swaps in general, especially if you've never been to one, or you're interested in hearing some of my personal experiences from a swap. So if you're new to clothing swaps, they're basically an event where people bring clothes or other items like shoes or accessories that they no longer wear, and they exchange them for items brought by other people. There's no money involved unless the swap charges an entry fee, and sometimes the swap is a one-to-one system, sometimes you get tokens, and sometimes it's just a free-for-all. I have been to so many swaps before the pandemic here, and some were really well organized, while others were a little chaotic. I do truly love going to clothing swaps, but I also feel like I've honestly seen it all, so here's a little story time. If no one is checking the quality of the clothes that are being brought into the swap, there are people who take advantage of that by bringing in stained or damaged clothing, and hope no one notices when they add it to the pile. So if you're looking through swap clothes, make sure you check for any damage before you bring them home. I've also seen older people bring big empty suitcases to the swap, and they just fill it until it won't even close. I am actually a little conflicted on this one because while I do think it is very greedy to just shove piles of clothes into your suitcase without even checking them, at the same time, there tends to be a large amount of leftover clothing at the end of the swap. So, are they right to do this? I don't know. Tell me what you think. I've also experienced people who are complete and utter vultures as soon as you walk into the venue with your bag of stuff. I remember one swap where they started clawing at my bag trying to get what's in there before I even had time to place anything on the table, and I am just not very tolerant of people like that. And I had to tell them to lay off and get out of my personal space. Obviously, not everyone is like that, but the few greedy ones can really ruin a swapping experience. And never, ever put your coat or your purse down near the swapping area. Almost every single swap I've been at, someone has had their purse or their personal clothing taken, even if their purse is filled with their cards like their ID or their insurance card. We often had a communication group for the swap, so people who lost their personal items would write in there, but not many got their personal items back as far as I know, and also not everyone who goes to the swap is in the communication group. So guard your things like a hawk. These all seem a bit negative, I guess, but I swear I do love going to clothing swaps. When it is a good bunch of swappers, you can make friends, you can have a nice chat, and you can find clothes to upgrade your wardrobe in a sustainable manner. I think swaps are a great event for the community so that less clothing ends up in the landfill, and we do get to shop without actually shopping. But unfortunately, very few people host swaps here nowadays, and maybe it's because they can be a really big hassle when it comes to a large crowd and dealing with the aftermath of the swap. There is one swap I know about that is actually held quite regularly at a super hip skating rink, but it is quite a trek for me, and it's on a weeknight when there's rush hour traffic, and even the metro is packed like sardines, so I've never really had the motivation to go. Well, now that I'm sharing this experience with you, I figured I might as well head over, and I do have a number of items to bring from the closet cleanout I did about a month ago, as well as some accessories and jewelry that I've been gathering through the years. I won't be taking everything with me because it's just too much and it's a lot to carry, and you always want to save a few things for the next swap as well. So let's take a look at what I'm bringing this time around. First of all, I have my swapping bag, which I've had for so many years at this point, and it is ripping a little around the edges. I've brought it to every single swap I've been to, and I don't really know why I like it so much, but maybe because it's sturdy and it has a clasp here for some extra security. It's great, brings me good luck, and sometimes good clothes. Okay, for clothes, I am bringing this white cardigan, which you will have seen in my closet cleanout video. It is horrendously small and tight, and honestly, I don't even know how it ever fit to begin with. I also have this black cardigan, which I'll need to lint roll before heading out to the swap. And same story as the other cardigan, it is awfully small and uncomfortable, so it's time to give it to someone who it'll fit. And we have another white cardigan that once again is so small that I'm actually wondering if it shrunk. And none of them have damage, so hopefully someone will love them at the swap. I'm also bringing this thrifted skirt, and honestly, I feel like a terrible person for even trying to pass Shein onto someone else, even if it was originally thrifted. But hey, it's better than a landfill if someone is willing to wear it, right? I'm bringing this beautiful top, which I'm actually starting to think is handmade, and I got it in a fill-a-bag sale this summer, but unfortunately, it just doesn't fit my shoulders, so hopefully someone at the swap will love it. I'm also bringing this green top, which I got in a bundle of free clothing a couple months ago, but I just don't like the fit on me, so it's going to the swap. Besides clothing, I'm also bringing some earrings. I have these red ones, which are just a little too heavy on my ears. I also have these silver ones, which I got a long time ago from my Buy Nothing group. And I actually have a couple earrings in here that are duplicates. They're just silver bows. I'm also bringing a pair of sunglasses that I got from a Martin Parr photography exhibition I went to last year. And I actually heard that he recently passed away, which is pretty sad. And his exhibition was excellent. But I do have a second pair of these, so I'll bring these ones to the swap. I have a duplicate of this tie because I bought 2 of them by accident, so I'll bring this one to the swap so I can be tie twins with someone. I'm also bringing this, which I got for free and I never took out of the packaging. It's a multifunctional seamless wear microfiber, and it can be worn in multiple ways, like a headband, a wristband, a mask, so I think someone will get some use out of it. So those are all the items I'll be bringing today. I will be filming some of the swap, but not the whole thing, obviously. I do want to socialize and have time to hunt around for some good clothes. So I'll see you after as well with what I found from the swap. Okay, so I came to this swap with 1 bag, and I'm leaving with 2. All right, it's the day after the swap, and I ended up with way more clothes than I thought I would. Not just 1 bag, which is already filled to the brim, but 2 bags. And this bag actually was a swap item, which is good because obviously I needed it. But hey, in my defense, the host does encourage us to take as much clothing as we want because it's less for her to deal with at the end. None of the swappers really care how many items a person brings versus how many they take because this is a free-for-all type of swap, and sometimes people come with nothing. For me, it's no big deal. I'll just bring more items to the next swap to make up for it, and I think people are just happy to see their items taken. But at the same time, I think I need to be banned from clothing swaps because I have 0 self-control. It has been a really long time since I last went to a swap, so I got a little too excited, and I really hope I didn't become that greedy person that I was talking about in the beginning of the video. I sometimes just can't help myself at swaps. I'm a monster. Anyway, I will not be styling these clothes today because I haven't even tried them on yet, and there are so many, so let's go do a try-on and see what fits. And the funny thing is, the lighting at that place was pretty funky, so I did end up bonding with some of the girls when we made it a game to figure out what color something actually was. And now that I'm home, I can actually see what some of these items really look like. So it's like a fun little surprise. Let's go try some things on. Okay, so I rummaged through the bags to find all of the cardigans and jackets first, so we can run through those. And here's the first one. It's a really pretty green cardigan. Although it's quite long, I think it fits very well. And actually at the venue, I could not tell if this pattern was sheep or ducks, but it definitely looks like sheep now. The condition is not excellent. It does have some pilling, but I do have that pill cutter, so I'll try to use that on this. I think it fits really well and looks really cute. What do you think about this one? Okay, the rainbow did not come across whatsoever when I was at the venue. I actually thought this one was gray, and I'm pleasantly surprised that it is a beautiful rainbow. So the problem with it, obviously, is that the sleeves are too short, and I could just roll them up, but I'm not sure if that's the way I'd want to wear a cardigan. And maybe it just looks too small in general. It does have the tag still on it, so I'm pretty sure it was never worn. Yeah, I don't know. It's cute except for the sleeve, so I'm going to think about it. And if it doesn't feel like it's a part of my wardrobe, then I'll just take it back to the swap. This cardigan I actually thought was orange or brown when I first saw it. And when I got home, I was pleasantly surprised that it's like a pinkish red. If you can see, it's also very sparkly. It is cute and it's very comfortable, but the condition is really bad. It has pilled all over. So I'm also going to try the pill cutter on this one and see if that works. Otherwise, I really like it, so hopefully that works so I can keep it in my wardrobe. I was encouraged by one of the other girls to try on this blazer, and then they showered me in compliments because they said it looked so good on me, so I took it. And actually, I really like it. I think it looks quite a bit different from the blazer I already have in my wardrobe. And this one does button up, although I'm not sure if it looks too tight. What we all really liked about it was this design on the back. I feel like it would be interesting with a steampunk style outfit, even though that's not really my style, but I could come up with some pretty good ideas for this one. This jacket is really cute. I think it fits really well. I don't know if you can see the very subtle pattern, but it's just so beautiful. It also has these Chinese style knot closures, and if I'm ever done with it, then I'll just bring it back to the swap for someone else to enjoy. Okay, so now we're on bottoms. And these are pretty cute. I love the color, but there are loose strings everywhere, so it's not great quality. And they also kind of just show everything, all my cellulite and lumps and bumps. So I don't know how comfortable I would be going out in the world wearing these, but the waist fits so nicely. So I'm actually thinking of adding these to my pajama pile, just so I can wear them around the house. They feel really comfortable as lounge pants. Here's a really pretty skirt. I love the pattern and the color, but unfortunately, it's a fail. I was expecting it to be a little too long, but I was not expecting the waist to be so big. I did try that trick where you wrap the clothing around your neck to see if the waist will fit, and 99% of the time it works well for me. This time, it didn't work. So it is obviously too big. I will bring it back to the swap for someone else to enjoy. Okay, this one is really fun. It does look like pants, but it's actually a skirt, and it also has pockets. I think the waist feels really nice, it's all elastic, and the pattern is really cute. So I can see myself getting a lot of wear out of this skirt. It's the perfect length. I love it. Okay, so this is the last clothing item, and it is objectively pretty, but I'm not really fond of this slit here. And also, the armpits are very tight with the elastic, so it's just too uncomfortable for me. I will bring this back to the swap for someone else to enjoy. Besides clothing, I did get some accessories. I got this interesting pair of earrings. I also got this Santa brooch to add to my brooch collection. And I got a couple of witchy bracelets. All in all, it was a very good haul from the swap, and honestly, it kind of evened out in the end with what I'm keeping versus what I'm sending back. I am for sure keeping this pile, which has 5 pieces of clothing. This cardigan will be a maybe just because it's in such bad condition, so if the pill cutter doesn't actually work on it, then I might have to recycle it. And these are the ones I've decided to bring back to the swap. I've already decided on the rainbow cardigan. The sleeves just aren't worth it to me, and someone else will enjoy it. But when it comes to a cardigan like this, it's just in really bad condition, and I really don't think people should be bringing items like that to the swap. If you were not willing to receive an item in that condition, then why would you bring it to the swap to begin with? I don't know who brought it, and I'm not bashing anyone, but especially with the lighting in that place, it was really difficult to find damage on any of the clothing, so you just kind of had to take the risk. Overall, I am glad with what I found. I found some really incredible pieces that I know I'll love wearing. And I'd also love to know if you've been to a clothing swap before or any of your clothing swap experiences. Clothing swaps can be fun, and although they're not perfect, It is a good way to help keep clothing out of the landfill. So thanks for watching today. Don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed watching this video so you don't miss out on any videos in the future, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!